The market rockets higher as the bulls continue to squeeze the bears, edging ever closer to that 764 retrace. This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so the bulls continued to push today, squeezing the bears again and pushing the market up over 50 points and getting very close to a key level that is a strong indication that the bottom may be in. Now, the bears aren't dead yet, but they do need to act fast if they want any chance of taking this back down to the lows. I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. Okay, before I jump into the analysis real quick, guys, I feel like I need to say this every couple months or so. These videos are just a snapshot in time. I film them at about 8 or 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and they go on YouTube at about 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So there's about 6 or 7 hours between when I film and when they air that the market gets to do whatever it wants. So these are just a snapshot of what I see at the time. In my trading group, which you'll learn about later, we trade what happened overnight during the day. And we do very well at it, as you can see from the comments on the screen right now. So when you think that just what I say in the video is what goes, that's not the case. The analysis changes when the market changes, and we change with it, and Elliott Wave adapts. All right, guys, let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and as we see, the bulls pushed it up again today toward the 1618, and not a whole lot has changed from an analysis standpoint, but one thing that is very important is this retrace over here, the 764 at 46.42. So of the entire move down, we have now retraced very close to the 764. And if you've been watching these videos for any amount of time, you know that if we push above the 764 here, it's very likely we challenge the highs. So if we push above the 764, that is a strong indication that the bottom is in. Now, we may not challenge the highs directly, okay? We may push up here to this 2.0 fib to complete this wave and then pull back and then go get the highs. But if they do push through the 764, it does indicate that it is unlikely we will come back and test these lows. Now, with the move higher today, they got very close to the 1618 at 46.40. And so that does give us a possible variation because the 1618 is a very common target for all of this red circle 3. So if that was the case, if this is all of 3, then we would move our 4 to here. Okay, and that would be the pullback for wave 4. Our 3 would come down to this peak like this, and then our 5 would be at the 1618 here, and then our 3 would just move down. Okay, and then we would look for that wave 4 pullback, and then wave 5 up to the 2.0 at 47.61, which is a very common wave 5 target. So if it plays out like that, then that's kind of the adjustment in the count that we would make. This is a very shallow pullback. At the time, this barely touched the 236 on the pullback. Okay, and usually we're looking for the 382 retracement. So still not confident that that's the case. We can pull back from here at the 1618, but we'll watch the rest of the structure to see if we need to adjust this count or not. For now, I'm calling it an extension in 3. Okay, and that means all of wave 3 can push up as high as the 2.0 extension. As for the pivot, it stays where it's at, but the 382 does move up with the move up today. So our 382 does come in at 44.83 as our most common wave 4 pullback target, and our 50% fib comes in at 44.37. And again, our line in the sand, guys, is the bottom of the pivot, the 764 at 43.69. So those are the key levels we're looking to hold on a pullback. And remember, guys, I'm not calling for a pullback. We're waiting for a pullback. There's a big difference. Every day I tell you the bulls can push this higher. Don't short wave 3s, and we'll see if they pull back tomorrow. If they pull back, then that's what we're looking for. But until they do, they can still push higher. So just understand that we're not calling for a pullback. We're waiting for one. And right now, guys, we have 2 long positions from down here around the bottom. So we're okay with it going as high as it needs to go. Okay, so remember, we're waiting for a pullback, not calling for one. So don't be shorting this market and don't short wave 3s, okay? What we're looking for is a pullback to hold support and then another chance to add and get long again. So that's what we're looking at on the S&P futures. We're waiting for that pullback wherever it comes. If they continue to push higher, then so be it. However, if they do pull back, we are looking at the 44.83 area and then the 44.37 area with our line in the sand being the bottom of the pivot at 43.69. Okay, over on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has outpaced the S&P. It has pushed up almost to its 2.0 extension here at 15,309.50. Again, we are waiting for its pullback. Okay, the 2.0 is a common extension for all of wave 1. to complete. So we are in a little bit of an extended zone here. That's not uncommon for wave threes. And the pivot does move up because we are up here by the 2.0. So it is at the 1.0 to 1.236 extension, which is 14,608 down to 14,392. And we're still waiting for a pullback here as well. The first target would be the 382 retrace, which is the most common target at 15,583.75. And then the second target would be 14,370, which would be our line in the sand. It's slightly below the pivot. Not that big a deal since the pivot moved up, but we would expect the pivot to hold above this 50% level. But 14,370 is our line in the sand for the pullback on the NASDAQ. Again, the bears need to get busy because they are approaching that critical 764 level. And we know if the bulls can push above that, it is very likely that they will go test the highs. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. Okay? There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you on over to the website and check out our membership plans area. We have 2 amazing plans and they both come with a 7-day free trial. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. You get 7 days in there for free to check it out and see if it's for you and make sure you love it before you ever pay a penny. Guys are making money in there. In PT's room, they're absolutely crushing it. We would love to have you guys in there. We have 2 amazing rooms. The first one is my Invest with Jacob room. You get all of my real-time updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, as well as your Elliott Wave questions answered. We do trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we do swing trade in there, so we trade just a little bit less often as they can last days to weeks to months. Okay, if you're looking for day trades and individual stocks as well as the indexes, you need to check out PT's throne room. In his room, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, plus you get his trading method where he uses a reduced risk style with binary options that absolutely kills the market. You really need to see it to see how effective it is. Okay, and that's why we give you that 7-day free trial so you can come in and check it out. He's one of the best traders I've ever seen. They crushed it again today. Those guys are just doing awesome. So we would love to have you in there, guys. Come check us out and let's make some money together. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We continue to wait for that pullback. Okay, if they want to push higher, that's fine. But when they do pull back, we have key levels to hold. And as of right now, those key levels are 44.83 down to 44.37 on the ES, with the 43.69 level being our line in the sand. Okay, over on the NASDAQ, same situation. We are waiting for that pullback. And when they do, our key levels are 14,583 down to 14,370, with that 14,370 being our line in the sand. All right, guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.